Okay. There we go. Let's see if I can get any of those people back. I won't publish the other version of this, but I went live with just this music playing and realized I had screwed up the Patreon live. Come back, everyone. Come back. Where are you? There's Larry. Thank you, Larry. Tell me when Raymond gets here. I saw Raymond. Hey, there's Clinton. Okay. Hey, Larry and Clinton are both chatting, but my metric tells me only one person is viewing. Are you the same person? I don't think you are. I'm pretty sure you're not. Come on back, everybody. Magundangamaga, Raymond. So, the skinny is, Patreon Live has improved quite a bit since they first launched. At first, they didn't allow anyone to turn off the email notifications. Then they let the creator turn off all email notifications. So your choice was let no one know whether they want to or not, or let everyone know whether they want to or not by email. I think now you can control your, hey, Laminar Rainbow in the Patreon chat. Nice to see you over there. Now you can control whether you get an email. I can also control whether I send an email. Sometimes I might want to go live without sending an email, which is fine. But it's not an all or nothing situation. So that's good. I'm glad they improved that. This, however, two things. One is only I can make us live. And if I can't be here to make us live or set up the live, I have to create, only I can create a live stream. I can create one scheduled for later and then Joe can go in and start it, but no one else can create them. And if I can't create them, my other option would be to share the admin login for our Patreon with someone, which it's not that I don't trust Joe. That's just bad security policy. So hopefully they'll work on that. They do say they're working on roles for team members and stuff, which is good. But the thing I screwed up today is actually on me. They give you two options. The default is go live now with the camera you're on. So I chose go live now instead of schedule because it's just me. I'm like, oh, I don't need to schedule this for anybody. I'll just go live now, right? But I forgot to change the camera you're on. So I was streaming on YouTube and Twitch with StreamYard, but Patreon wasn't seeing that because I told it the camera I'm on, not an external streaming software, which is what StreamYard is. Anyway, that's all a long way to saying that's why I screwed up. And there was a very short live of me going, oh, that didn't work. Be right back. Anyway, how's everybody doing? Good to see Zoe, Reverb Mike, Willie Scott. Did Raymond ever make it back? Raymond, if you're back, say salamat. So the other thing I was going to complain about, there's that complaining. Hey, there you are. And Nick with a C. Fantastic. And Laminar's everywhere. He's over here. He's over there. The other thing that I was going to complain about is my camera setup. So again, some of this is also user error. So when I'm complaining, I'm complaining as much about myself as anyone else. But I have this, I can actually show you because I'm not using it, this Camlink 4K from Elgato, and I have the Elgato prompter set up. Can't show you that because the camera I'm using is attached to it. Well, actually, I can show you that. Hold on. I can show you that, actually. Do you want to see that? Who doesn't want to see that? Extra camera is what you get. I'm going to use the Elgato FaceTime camera to show you that. All right. So this is the Elgato FaceTime camera, right? And then that is the Elgato prompter. Yeah. Here, I can't remove that. But There we go. Okay. There's the Elgato prompter. And you can see that's the camera I'm using, my Panasonic Lumix, attached behind it. All right. So I want to put this back here, right? Which, if I was using a regular Elgato camera, I could do very easily because there is an included backplate with it. But there is not yet a backplate that they've made for the Facecam 4K because it's got a bigger lens. So I ordered the shroud. So when I say backplate, actually, you know what? I'm just going to keep doing it this way. So you can see the camera is attached to a little plate that's screwed into the prompter, right? So that's kind of nice. You don't have to put a shroud. It keeps the light from going in. There's no equivalent plate for this big one. So I ordered the shroud, which is, it just puts like a cover over it, keep it dark. That's what my old prompter had, as a matter of fact. Until they make a plate, that's the best you can do for it. So I'm like, all right, fine. I'll do the shroud. So I get the shroud and I realize that I can't attach the shroud to the camera and my tripod. Because what happens with that plate that I just showed you, it screws into the camera and then that plate screws into the prompter. Well, with the shroud screws into the prompter, but then there's nothing attaching the prompter to the tripod, right? Because with the system I have now, here I'll go back again. You can see the tripod goes to the camera goes to the prompter. Bada bing, bada boom. With the shroud, there's no option for that. So there is a second attachment for attaching this to the tripod, and then the shroud can go over it. Or actually not attaching that and the prompter to the tripod. So I ordered that, and I couldn't figure out how to attach it. I'm going to have to look at the instructions. That's where it's my fault. It's like, I should have looked at the instructions first, but I thought I could probably figure this out and put it on before I go live for office hours. And the answer was no, I could not. So I've had this Camlink 4K I've wanted to try as my main driver, because the nice thing about it is it's got DSLR-like quality, but you don't have to turn it on and focus it every time, right? It's just on like any other webcam, but it's got the higher the higher video quality. And it's just been taking me forever to put all the little pieces together. Some of my own fault. That little plastic piece that I ordered to attach it to the tripod apparently came with my original prompter setup, and I misplaced it or threw it away by accident or something. I could not find it. I'm sure I'll find it when I move someday, but I could not find it today. So new one's like $10. I ordered it, and now I'm looking at it like, how does this attach? So that should probably be the first piece of work I do. Is here. Where is Elgato customer support? Share screen of Elgato customer support. That should be the first thing I do. Customer service. Prompter. Is it under? Yeah, prompter. Even though it's not a camera. It's always a video, isn't it? These days. Oh, I'll definitely find the old one this week, Clinton. You're absolutely right. Now that I ordered the new replacement, I'll run into it while like pulling out rake out of the garage. We're like, how did it get in here? First world podcaster problems for sure, Eclay. Oh, this is not. This is not helping. Ah, there we go. Okay. So attach the camera to the bracket. Then oh, I didn't put the shroud on first. That's what I was doing wrong. Duh. And then, so the lens is centered. Tighten the camera L bracket to the prompter. Oh, that's just. Then put the whole prompter display onto. Oh, I'm not putting the bracket. I'm putting the prompter because I'm not doing. Okay, these are the two things that I had mistaken. Okay, so the two things that I got wrong. Yes, the Diamond Club still exists as long as you want it to, JPEG. I don't know how active people are at using it. So first thing I did wrong was I didn't attach this. I needed to attach this first. That was throwing me off. Okay. Then I gotta do that with one of the, okay, that I can do. That seemed obvious, but yes. Okay. And then put that's what I was trying to do first. I needed to do that later. And then tighten everything up. And then that's what I couldn't figure out is I need to put the entire prompter assembly onto the thing. And again, here, let me show you again. There's two of me. See, the prompter assembly isn't attached to anything, right? It's just hanging out there, but it could be. It's got the ability for that, so. So yeah, tab A into slot B. The website of Diamond Club is not really updated these days. Thank you, Willie Scott, for answering that. It's only the website that is not really updated. So there you go. Like I said, complaining more about myself than the camera for losing that thing and not reading directions. But Larry, let me tell you, man, that makes me feel good too, to hear you say that. Whenever I show the rest of my office, I'm always like, this is so embarrassing. This is so embarrassing. So hear you say that you're glad my office is as messy as yours makes me feel a little better. All right. Yeah. So there's the biggest things that I've been working on. What have you guys been doing? What are you up to? Your order has been completed. Yeah, it was completed immediately. Anyway, I bought some parking tickets for a show, and I just got a text message, and I bought them over the weekend and got them, and then I just got a text message saying they're available. I'm like, they've been available. Thank you, E. Clay Thomason. It's not messy; it's uniquely organized. You've been looking into things to do in LA for a few thousand people visiting? I'm here to help. I know of some things to do. Oh, the drive item. This right here is a comic by Dave Kellett. Tells the story of a second Spanish Empire. So, it is not, however, as far as I know. I got some bacon. I always got bacon around, thanks to Zoe. It is not, as far as I know, related to The Expanse. Zoe, give me more info in like an email or something, and I'll give you plenty of food, plenty of places of interest. Just let me know what you need. I'm here for you. Oh, hi, Adam 12. Yeah, I know that short story you're talking about, Clinton. This is different. Different. What do I got on my to-do list still today? I did payroll. Oh, writing. That's what I'm going to do now. I also had to watch Yellowstone for Cord Killers, and it's like 3,000 hours long. Zoe, why? Yes, LA is the place the French dip sandwich was invented, and I can't remember it off the top of my head, but I've been to the place that claims to have invented it. Why are you looking into things for thousands of people to do in LA? And when are you coming? All right. I was thinking the other day when I was trying to get Grammarly to show up while I was editing, if maybe doing screenshots interferes with that. So I've got it showing up right now. Do I? Yes. Shares. Oh, see, as soon as I hit share screen, it goes away. Huh. All right, now I'm sharing my screen. No, it came back. All right. So this is what I'm working on. The story of RSS. Mostly what I'm doing right now with Synced is going through and fixing commas and changing changing spelling back to US. They weirdly had not fixed any of my commas, but did change all of my Z's to S's. Ooh, good sushi spots in LA, huh, Laminar? Oh, I think I know what event that is. Yes, just email me. I kind of feel silly that I didn't realize that's what it was. Oh, you're going to have a great time. LA gets a bad rap, I think, and with good reason. There's some really bad places in LA, and they are often the places that people recommend you go for some reason. But there's some great places in LA. It's so big that you can find pretty much everything. That's the one thing I've realized living here. I felt that way somewhat in San Francisco. Like, ooh, if something exists in the world, I can find a version of it in San Francisco. It was mostly true there. It's almost entirely true in Los Angeles. And I know that's also fairly true of New York City as well. But man, remember the first time I realized it, we were on a trip to Japan with a friend who kept saying, ooh, look at this, look at that. You can't get that anywhere else. And we're like, actually, we have that at the supermarket near us, that kind of thing. Not that there aren't still things you can get anywhere that you can't get anywhere else, but we have a lot more here. So yeah, sushi, Armenian food, you name it. And all the concerts come through. We now have football. That was when I first moved here. There were no professional football teams. Now we've even got that, 2 of them. Stealth Dave recommends Hama sushi in Venice. I don't think I've been to Hama. I went to Kuya Sushi. Is that what it was called? It was on the way to Venice on Washington Boulevard a lot when I lived over on that side. The Getty Center is so cool, Clinton. 100% agree with you on that. The villa is pretty nice. The Getty Center that's up in the Palisades, which thankfully was well defended and was not damaged. Amazing. Just amazing. You can actually get both kinds of Cadbury in Los Angeles, Nick with a C. There's a British goods store up the street from me that sells real Cadbury. so that you don't have to buy the one that's made domestically. Yeah, summer 2028, I'm not leaving my house probably when the Olympics come, except maybe to go watch whatever events are happening up near me because they're spread out all over. I recommend getting fried or grilled fish over raw fish. To each his own. It's a matter of taste. You can get food poisoning from grilled fish as well. Just depends on who's preparing your food. There is a British pub in Santa Monica, Zoe. There's also there's British pubs all over Los Angeles, not just in Santa Monica. Although it's funny, when Nate Langston took me to get a hamburger in London, it was great and it was cool. And I liked that he was showing off like a really good hamburger place. I had a great time, but I realized like, oh, this is what it's like when I take Nate to a pub when it comes to San Francisco. It's like, oh, okay. Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, you do that here, but it's not something you can't get at home, and arguably better. Your pubs are the OGs. They were complex. Google particularly like developing resource description for RDFs. Similar. They is right. They were complex ways to show. And more. And early on, it really doesn't like M dashes. Oddly, even though it's an AI. It doesn't want a comma there. Okay, fine. Yeah, the Getty's an art museum, very much worth a visit. The Broad is an art museum that's downtown LA. That's fantastic. And the LACMA is my favorite, the LA County Museum of Art, because you not only have a great art museum, you have the Oscar Museum right next to it, and you have the La Brea Tar Pits right next to it. So you can park in one place and go to all of those. And you could, even if you're adventurous, walk over to the Grove from there. Can't really go anywhere else but the Getty when you're at the Getty, but the Getty's so beautiful to walk around. You could spend a whole day there. Nick with a C. The best thing to eat in London is Mediterranean food. It's close enough that the original people come over and make it. I think that's what makes LA so good for food, is we have people from all over the world end up here and then make their amazing food. The open source hyphenation battle continues. In order not to fall under the death by slow development curse that ICE seems to have. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, Willie, you should come out for the Olympics. That'd be fun. Now, there are some people I've heard say that traditional cuisine from their culture is sometimes done better in Los Angeles than it is in their home, because their home has moved on and started doing newer things, but there's all these immigrants that preserve the older way of doing it. So sometimes, I'm not saying this is true of British pubs, but sometimes you can find better, more quote unquote authentic versions of things overseas. I don't think that's just true of Los Angeles. I think it's also true of like Hong Kong and Tokyo and, anywhere that's got people that have come from somewhere else, especially big immigrant centers like Los Angeles and New York. You have pretty good tacos, Stealth Dave. Where is your favorite taco place? I mean, we do have pretty good tacos pretty much everywhere. I always think San Francisco has the best burritos in the state of California, and LA has the best tacos. But man, they got some good burritos in Los Angeles. Disneyland, Universal Studios, Griffith Park, The cool thing about doing Universal Studios, especially for people from out of town, is you can do the movie studio tour. You can't do that at Disneyland because the Disney studios are actually closer to Universal Studios than they are to Disneyland. LA is definitely burgers, Nick with a C. 1000%. Tacos Por Favor in Santa Monica. I know that place. I think I've even been there maybe once. My favorite is Tito's Tacos, which is right by the 405, between the 405 and Sepulveda, right? Or Sawtell. No, Sepulveda. Nothing beats an Austin breakfast taco, Nick with a C. Adam! Sorry I took so long to respond, but good to see you. First live. Very nice. Fun to have you. We got 3 people just watching over on the Patreon. Having a blast. Let me tell you, I'm not saying I'm not enjoying this conversation we're having, but it's definitely slower going when I do it this way. And I'm probably making a bunch of mistakes. What is Winky Dinky Dogs, E-Clay? We do have to talk about food while I edit my chapter on RSS feeds. There are starting to be a bunch of weblogs. Oh, it's the hot dog stand in the movie Hollywood Shuffle. Gotcha. Feeling like it was a success, Libby changed the name of OpenSPF to refer to the fact that it used RDF, calling it the RDF SPF format. And then, I think I need a then released specs for RDF SPF on March 1st. Shortly after release, he changed the unwieldy name to RDF Site Summary, or RSS. Thus begins the first in a parade of meanings for RSS. John Barger, this is the update on the book. You're watching it in real time. I am going through and cleaning up this stuff little by little every day. And once I've got it all cleaned up, I will send it out to everyone who gave a legitimate email address to Unbound before they went bankrupt. At least everyone who ordered the book who gave it to Unbound. If you're like, you know what, I want it now. I don't even care about you cleaning it up. Just let me know. Just email me, feedback@dailytechnewsshow.com or tom@dailytechnewsshow.com. They go to the same place. And I can just send you this halfway done. But I would like to try to get this all tidied up. That was the last thing to be done before they canceled it. It was supposed to go to a copy editor to kind of do all this stuff that I'm doing right here on December 25th. I have eaten Danny Trejo's tacos. Where have I eaten them? It was somewhere else besides the restaurant. It was either at like Dodger Stadium or the market, downtown market in LA. But I have had them and they were good. But it wasn't at the actual like physical restaurant. Yeah, the bar with the taco truck in the back is kind of a thing now. People do that. I don't remember who did it first, but it's become a bit of a thing. that more bar, not every bar does. Okay. Still wanted RDF. And the fun features. Man, this chapter was bleeding red. We're up to 2003. It speeds up after that. In practice, they're pretty similar. And RSS 2.0 kept going. Colorful. So we can probably all agree that RSS has a colorful history. But what the heck does it do? That part is really simple. Get it? Really simple syndication. Feed, you need to stay and where these extra spaces creep in sometimes. You'd think I would notice those. The taco place on Fremont Street in Vegas almost made you miss the DTNS live recording. It was that good. Wait, the DTNS live recording was like at 1 o'clock. So you were at the bar early. Nothing wrong. I'm not judging. I'm just saying. I'm just noting it for the record. And that might make you miss a live recording. I'm going to, those things can happen. They've happened to me. In the end, an RSS reader descriptions. You know, what happens in Vegas no longer stays in Vegas, but nobody seems to really care as much as they used to. I think that's the thing. I love that, Willie. Of course I was. What are you talking about? It's Vegas. All right. Part 7, security. I don't know if I can properly edit fiction. That's easy to just kind of go through and pick off commas and stuff, especially because I'm using Grammarly. What happens in Vegas is too damn expensive. No kidding. Molly and I were talking about that on It's a Thing the other day. Anybody in here subscribing to the paid version of Free Tom newsletter? I know that's an oxymoron. And getting the girl at the bottom of the lake? Nira burst into the hall. Because if not, these are spoilers. Why is it giving me a captivating summary? I don't need that right now. All right. Get it? Butty thing. Like, take a blanket out with some snacks near a lake. The thing about Vegas is that if we're gambling less and less, then the cost of all the free stuff starts showing how expensive Vegas is to run. Yeah. That's pretty much it. They're like, too many people like me who don't gamble. And I'm not opposed. I'm not like, I don't have a problem, obviously. But I just don't do it. I used to gamble more, and then I just kind of was like, eh. I mean, if you go to Vegas and spend a bunch of money and you have a good time, I don't think it's a bad thing. You're spending for the memories, for the experience. I think that's fine. It's when you go there and you feel used, that's when it's a problem. I used to look at Vegas very negatively, like, they're just trying to rip everybody off. And, sometimes I still look at that and I think that. But if you go in with your eyes wide open and you are responsible for yourself, if you can be, not everybody can be, then it's fine to spend some money for things you enjoy doing. I say this as somebody who's going to Las Vegas this weekend. It's our 22nd anniversary, and we're going there for the weekend. We're going to see a concert. We're going to have some food. There's really good places to eat there. All right, chapter 42. The Douglas Adams chapter. All right, did I get everything? I think I got everything. Yeah, so your comment was definitely timely. And then Molly just got back from Vegas and was complaining about it. So it's timely in multiple ways. I think I got over Vegas. Oh, congrats, Stealth Dave. Stealth Dave just celebrated the 22nd wedding anniversary a couple weeks ago. And Lawn Dog's got 45th coming up. Wow, fantastic. Yeah, but I remember the first time I went to Vegas, it was like 1996 or something. I was like starry-eyed. I'm gonna beat the system, all that kind of stuff. Then I started going for CES all the time, and then other conferences, and then TMS Vegas, and then Roger got married there, and just so many things started pulling us over. And then we moved to LA and it became even closer and easier to get to. So sometimes we just pop over there for concerts. So yeah, it's, hey, congrats on the 38th, Zoe. Tomorrow is John's 19th. All these people having wedding anniversaries. That's so cool. Curse being young and only 6 years in so far. Hey man, we've all been there. All of us older people. We had to get through 6 to get to where we are today. But yeah, I've been to Vegas twice this year already. Three times this year already. Yeah. Yeah. I know I went for TMS and I know I went for CES. I feel like Eileen and I went there one other time this year, right? Didn't we? Did we? Could we have? Soma? I don't know. Anyway, I lose track. But yeah, to me, it's not special anymore. It's more of like, oh, let me go figure out how to get to the parts I enjoy and ignore everything else. BioCow went to Vegas to see Weird Al, and he was weird, as advertised. That's great. That's what you want. Right. Oh, what was Molly's complaint? Sorry. If you listen to the It's a Thing bonus stuff, if you're a patron, you can get that. But the short version is the service has declined and the prices have gone up. And she was specifically complaining about the fact that they charged her for moving something in her mini bar so that she could put her own food in the refrigerator. And the policy, as stated, was if you move something out of the mini bar and you don't consume it, they will charge you a restocking fee to put it back in the mini bar. Also, if you want a refrigerator for your own things, call down and they will provide one, which they probably would charge you for. This was at Caesar's Palace, by the way. She was mad that they didn't have robes, which I know can sound a little bougie, but it was a conference had put her up and put her in a suite. right? So they gave her a really nice big room, and she's like, "There's no robe," and they're like, "Yeah, we don't provide robes." Not that wasn't her biggest complaint, but she was just like, there were little things like that. And then her big one was she wanted a late checkout, and they sent her, they told her on the phone that she had to text. And so she texted, and they gave her a rate card for the late checkout, which was like ridiculous amounts of money for late checkouts. So she just put do not disturb on the door handle and went to work out and didn't pay the late checkout fee. Yeah, robes are not common in most hotel rooms, but if you get like a suite, like a really fancy place, they'll often provide robes. And Molly was like, "Hey, I'm living it up in the suite. I want to have the robe for when I use that fancy bathtub." And they're like, "No, we're not that fancy. Sorry." Again, that was not her main complaint. That was sort of a like annotation along the way of the series of things. Yeah, Caesar's Palace apparently got all Bean County. That's true, Nick. Not all the places are like that. I think the newer places probably are less like that. It's usually the way it goes, though, with anything. When it's new, everybody trusts everyone. Is like, we're not going to be that place. And then they run into people stealing hangers and stuff, and they start putting in rules. And next thing you know, you've got a list of rules for your hotel room, 30 years in that are 5 pages long. I think you're right, Amish Overlord, though. Many of them got pretty Bean County. I'll be honest, the plaza where we stay for TMS Vegas down by Fremont Street is less Bean County than most. It's pretty laid back, relatively speaking. Yeah, E. Clay Thomas, and it is Caesar's Palace. What do you expect from the Romans? I never have a problem getting late checkout from Marriott. Clinton, you're right. And I also have a status with my Amex. It gives me like I don't have to stay that. I automatically get it, and then they give you free late checkout. And I think I've gotten denied it once, and they were like super apologetic about it, and it wasn't even a problem. Most of the time I get late checkout just so I don't have to think about it. But I also understand, I try to keep in mind, if I'm doing late checkout, that makes it harder for the housekeeping folks, because then they have to go in and clean that room up faster and do a turnaround. That's why they don't want to do late checkouts, because if everybody had late checkout, they wouldn't have time to clean all the rooms, and then people wouldn't get in their rooms on time. It takes a village. It's all a system. But man, that camera. Now that I've looked at that, I actually am looking forward to, once I'm done streaming here, putting that face cam on there and making it work. I'm tempted to even stop down. If I hadn't stopped down already at the start, because I messed up the Patreon streaming, I would stop down again and then start again with the new camera. And then you can do like A/B testing. But I tell you what, I'll do it for tomorrow. And then when I do the office hours stream tomorrow, and when I do the editor's desk, you can A/B compare the video between this and that one. BioCow. I want to see if that works. My next Vegas trip, I'll just sleep in a hotel lobby. If they kick me out, move down the line. Problem solved. Oh, wow. 1,440 nights. You should write a book. The 1,440 Marriott Nights. Yeah, I'd say you paid your dues for sure. All right, folks. We got some time left before I have to move off here and try putting that camera up. I also have to watch Yellowstone for Cord Killers. Anybody watch that? That first episode is 1 million hours long. So need to really put in enough time to be able to watch it, honestly. Anything else? You watched all but the last. Well, BioCat, what am I in for? Do I need to pay close attention? Yes. Well, Eclay asks if I mean the original Yellowstone. I mean the one on CBS, Paramount Network. I don't know. The recent one, the one that just wrapped up last year. Oh, Raymond has not yet watched the final second half of season 5. Biocast says, I don't need to pay close attention because it's a drama thriller series. And Zoe asks a very important question. It's 9:41 p.m. Should she make herself another coffee? My empty coffee cup says yes. I don't know. I say that, but then I don't know. Zoe, if I drink a cup of coffee late, it'll keep me up a little bit and then I'll get tired and fall asleep. But I wouldn't want to keep you up all night. BioCow says, if I know the blonde is a hothead, then I'm good. That's all I need to know? Okay. Stealth Dave stopped midway through the last season because he got tired of watching bad people do bad things. It's one of those. Okay. It's like a Breaking Bad-ish thing. Eclay thought it was overrated and a little soap opera-y. Nick with a C suggested the cardinal sin of decaf, Zoe. Actually, I don't turn my nose up at decaf. Decaf's got its place. As long as it's good. You can get some really good decaf coffee these days. Zoe's like, I got problems getting to sleep anyway. Well, coffee's not going to help then. So maybe not. Or maybe decaf. Larry's having one and always has one at 9 p.m. I'm with Reverb Mike's order of operations. Coffee first, then oxygen. Yeah, decaf coffee used to taste like have an aftertaste. But these days, not so much. There's really good decafs. Larry, I like my coffee like I like my Sabbath. Black. BioCow says Yellowstone is very put one of ours in the hospital, put one of theirs in the train station grave. Because the train station is where the graveyard is, I'm guessing. And GPEG warns, if you drink coffee late, you might have a late night run to the bathroom. Ooh, Adam suggests sometimes a small cash tip works for late checkout. An extension of 2 hours is reasonable. Better to give a small cash tip than a $50 fee. Totally with you there. Ooh, Zoe was near the first Starbucks in Seattle a few weeks ago and didn't make it there. Yeah, it's always credit. I think I had a cup of coffee there once because I just happened to get there when it wasn't super crowded. But the other couple of times I've been in Seattle and walked by it, it's been like lines out the door. So I just, looked at it and kept going. They call a place the train station where they bury the bodies. Okay. See, these are all the things I need to know. Everything you need to know to make life worth living. Oh, should we do we should probably do a real quick check on the tech news. This is something you'll see me do on these live streams a lot, but it's also something I just do throughout the day to kind of keep up. It's actually the only news I look at during the day. In the morning, I listen to the BBC World Service update, and I see breaking news from BBC News and Wall Street Journal. And that's kind of it, other than my RSS feed, as far as news reading goes. Emmy Award ratings up 8%. And you know what? I might want to put that in Cord Killers. Just add that. Volcanoes can help us untangle the evolution of humans. Boy, the conversation, they can write a headline. Housing stress takes a toll on mental health. Well, that one's not so good. But 12,000-year-old smoked mummies reveal world's earliest evidence of human mummification. That's good stuff. Anybody got questions about TikTok? I think we covered it pretty well on Daily Tech News Show today, but if you have follow-ups, I'm always here. Oh, Google confirms hackers gained access to a law enforcement protocol. What's the story here? Hackers created a fraudulent account in its law enforcement request system used to submit official data requests. We have identified that a fraudulent account was created and have disabled the account. No requests were made and no data was accessed. See, makes it sound more lurid than it is. Somebody just figured out how to create an account, but they shut it down. But it's a good reminder that any one of these ways of letting the legitimate folks get at data can be used by people for illegitimate means. So be careful which ones you open up. Mason Wynn is having a knee procedure. I'm glad I dropped him. That's the one they found. What about the ones they didn't find? I get what you're saying, Clinton, but if you operate on that premise, nothing ever, never trust anything ever, ever. I shouldn't be online right now. You know what I mean? So that only goes so far. Somebody hacked Billy D. Williams' Twitter account. Oh, man. Tyson Foods to stop using corn syrup. I know that's not a tech story, but that's huge. Hacks could end with season 5. That's probably for cord killers as well. Optical illusion of a cheesecake or a boat. This is just know your meme. Is this a cheesecake or a boat? It sure looks like a cheesecake. I'm hungry now. Let's see. I'm not seeing anything for DTNS since today's earlier show, so that's good. Now I just got to put this stuff over in. Okay, what did Hannah Onbinder say? This is from the Emmys. She said to the Los Angeles, get screen grab. I really don't like it when companies mess with cut and paste. Do you really think cut and paste is the way you're losing all your visitors? Like, you're just annoying me, who's a paying Los Angeles Times subscriber. Speaking on the red carpet, she said, knowing it's the last season is really bittersweet. That sounds like something her character would do accidentally. Creators are the arbiters of that being true ultimately, but I think the original plan was they saw 5. And tons of shows that maybe go away, come back. I don't really know because we don't know how it ends. We don't ask. We like to be surprised. I think I have a sex change operation and you fall in love with you. Ha ha ha. That's just jokes, which is fine. All right. Hacks is really good, eClay. All right. Did I actually put the link in there? I did. Okay. And then the Emmy Award rating up 8%. Delivered an average up 8%. No, don't. Oh, no. I don't want notifications from a website. Emmy Awards, but the audience level appears to have stabilized. Grew for the second consecutive year. That's the important part. I'll put that above. Second consecutive year of growth. Oh, yeah, this is CBS having it for the first year. ABC had it up until last year, huh? Interesting. These award show ratings have been going up. Okay. That's that. I'll do AMA from here on out. Who's got something for me? DTNS comes out in the mornings as soon as it's done being produced and edited. And DTNS Live, which is what usually is on at 1 p.m., is weekly on Thursdays now, if anyone is wondering. Have I acquired any new hats? I don't know if in the last couple of months, a couple, yeah. But I don't know if they're sitting right there. I think they're all out in the other room. Tea, yay or nay? A mild yay. I like a good cup of tea sometimes. Generally coffee first, though. I'm a coffee first person. First person coffee. Who's your favorite DTNS host? I can't pick a favorite. When is Cord Killers? It is on Tuesdays at 5:30 Eastern, 2:30 Pacific. What time is DTNS made available? So we record between 10 and 11 Pacific, and then whoever's editing it edits it right away. And it kind of varies depending on the edit, the complexity of the edit. Sometimes it takes a while for processing to happen on StreamYard to get the files. But generally, we're done by 11 and the edit is usually done by 12. So it's usually published by 3 Eastern or later, but not too much later. GPEG also thinks tea tastes like dirt. Do you have a resource to recommend for someone who wants to learn how to promote a new podcast or YouTube channel? Not really. I wish there was a good one. There's some best practices out there, honestly, maybe just ask an AI, but I don't know a resource that's like, they're the ones, they're really good. Brushwood is probably the best, honestly. But I don't think he has a resource, if you know what I mean. I would love to hear your thoughts on Tom. Short form video clips could cannibalize podcasters' real audiences. Well, I haven't read it, but my reaction to the headline is that if you're making short form stuff, then you're not cannibalizing. You're satisfying your customers with the product they really want, and then you need to adapt to that demand. It's kind of the way I look at that sort of thing. And maybe that's what they say. A lot of times these headlines are, is the recording shown here on Twitch? No. The recording of Daily Tech News Show is not live these days. I'm not saying it will never be live again, but it really allows us to focus in a way that doing live. This is what we found and why we split DTNS Live and DTNS is that if you really want to provide high density information content, doing it live distracts from that. You end up doing neither well. And so we don't do it live on purpose to focus it. If there's a way to provide it live that doesn't distract from that, maybe we'll do that at some time, but I wouldn't promote it as a live stream. What I'm doing right now is what you should do on a live stream. Engage with the audience, talk to the camera, all of that sort of thing. And that's what we do on DTNS Live on Thursdays. So that's kind of the short version on that. Mushroom tastes like dirt. Tea tastes like dirty water. What about mushroom tea, BioCow? And have you thought about making a video? Yeah, I guess I just answered that. Well, there you go, folks. I will now reach behind me my eyes closed. I was going to grab a book, but now I'm not touching any books. Where are all my books? Oh, here. Here's a book. What is this? This is The Code Breaker, the story of secret... It's all faded off. The Code Breakers, the story of secret writing by David Kahn. Oh yeah, this is all about cryptography. That's a good book. And right next to it is The Possibility of Intelligent Life in the Universe, a report prepared for the Committee on Science and Technology for the U.S. House of Representatives 94th Congress, November 1979. It's all about UFOs. They did another one of these recently. Oh, wow. I don't know why this is in here. It's like somebody's questions for Leo Laporte. It's like somebody's like card for an interview with Leo Laporte. I don't think it was me, though. I don't remember this. If you could have any co-host in the world other than me, of course, who would it be? Did you have any idea how much would change? We used to hear you on the radio. What's your favorite form of broadcasting? Where do you find time to keep up with all the latest? Wow. Why is that in here? All right. And then finally, next to that is, of course, the submission of recorded conversations to the Committee on the Judiciary of the House of Representatives by President Richard Nixon. It's the Watergate tapes, a transcript. Mitchell was there when Dean talked to him into saying the wrong things. That's what he says. That's what Mitchell says. What does Dean say about it? I'll do a dramatic reading of this someday. That's a good read, let me tell you. And there's 17 and a half blank pages. Oh, yeah, it's not unabridged. What are your thoughts on another sign up by our government or potential real technology we have? I don't think I understand that one. All right. Well, that is going to wrap us up. I assume the fault is mine in not understanding that. Clinton is pushing video over to his Nest display, and the PC wants to do a BIOS update. So we have to go. Thanks, everybody. Talk to you soon. Bye.